Hundreds of suspected cases of sex abuse in the Catholic Church possibly ignored. It is the latest in this ongoing investigation, and it is part of tonight's 90-second Nightcap. The Illinois Attorney General's office has found 500 more Catholic clergy accused of sexually abusing children that the church failed to disclose. The office discovered the state's 6 dioceses did an inadequate job of looking into those cases. And in some instances, they allegedly didn't investigate or notify state child welfare workers of the allegation.
President Trump ordered the Pentagon to pull U.S. troops out of Syria, tweeting, "We have defeated ISIS in Syria. My only reason for being there during the Trump presidency." President Trump is making good on a promise by withdrawing troops from Syria, but some Republican leaders are calling it a mistake.
We're dramatically less safe. This is an Obama-like move.
ISIS is not defeated. They're most certainly degraded.
Financial markets around the world were listening as the U.S. Federal Reserve issued its verdict on interest rates. The central bank announced the 4th increase this year, hiking the benchmark short-term rate by 1/4 point to a range of 2.25% to 2.5%. The Fed's rate hikes are meant to keep inflation in check, but higher rates make it more expensive for consumers and businesses to borrow money, and that feeds into concerns about another recession.
According to a new report in the New York Times, for years, Facebook struck deals to share users' personal data with more than 150 companies. Among the allegations in the report, Facebook allowed Spotify, Netflix, and the Royal Bank of Canada to read, write, and delete users' private messages. Amazon was able to obtain users' names and contact information through their friends.